wedding day is a celebration of love that goes back many, many years. Over time, weddings have certainly changed, but there are some traditions that remain. It can be meaningful to incorporate some of the traditions you and your partner love and put your own personal twist on those traditions. Ooh, this is going to be a good one.
I think so. Yeah. I love talking about traditions.
I know you do.
Because I feel like traditions are made to be broken at a wedding.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff, but I think that you should only include what you care about. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Yeah, that's good advice.
It is, right?
Yeah.
You like it?
I dig it.
We don't have to do the whole episode.
All right, well, that's it.
I just told you the answer.
That was the answer.
1 minute.
Done. Great. This is the shortest one we've done. So shall we just talk about our day? Did you have a nice day?
Oh, I had a great day. Thank you for asking.
Good. Are you enjoying the weather? It's kind of wet.
Kind of gloomy outside.
Yeah. Makes somebody want to have chili in Manhattans.
Oh my gosh, we're back to that.
We're back to it.
At least we're not talking about Alabama football.
Yet. The draft is coming up, and we're hoping that Tua.
Oh, here we go on Tua again.
And Jalen.
Right.
Jalen's been crushing the interviews.
All right.
Let's
crush
pull it
this
back.
podcast.
Let's bring it back to what people actually care about. Traditions.
Great.
Like the traditions of Alabama football.
And winning.
That's right. Except for the last couple of years, it's been sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, so first we'll talk about some of the day of traditions. So what are some of those?
So we're going to talk about things that you have no idea about?
Not a clue.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the biggest tradition is bridesmaids and groomsmen. Right? And bridesmaids were originally, I think, supposed to like ward off. Maybe it was the groomsmen. Yeah. No, groomsmen, I think, were supposed to ward off like other people who are trying to marry the bride or something like that.
Oh, like they're protecting her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, something like that.
And the bridesmaids?
I don't know. Now I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to get back to you.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
I know.
What are they doing over there?
I don't know.
Just hanging out?
Just hanging out. A couple other things. The blue, borrowed, old, and new. That's an oldie.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not saying that in the right order.
You're not.
I'm killing this.
You're just doing such a good job today.
The veil.
You've got those cocktails on the mind.
I do.
From the last episode.
A veil is a tradition. And then a good Southern tradition is the buried bourbon, which is supposed to ward off rain.
I love that tradition.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
It is cool. So you go to your venue. If you don't know, you go to your venue. You should probably get permission before you do this. And you bury.
It's usually frowned upon.
And you dig and, put the bourbon in the ground. And then on wedding day, you pull it out and you can drink it now because the rain has not happened. I've had a couple couples do that. Yeah.
That would be awkward if you just go out there and the people just see you digging a hole.
Don't do that. We do not encourage that. And then the first look is a tradition as well. It's actually, I believe, was a tradition that comes from the Jewish faith. So yeah, seeing each other before the wedding if you don't know what a first look is.
Okay, so then how can you personalize these traditions?
So many different ways. So like for the blue, old, new, borrowed, and blue. There we go. I got it right. You can pick some like family favorites. So like I've seen like a handkerchief or a brooch. The dress could be old or borrowed. Shoes, veil. Veil's a popular one to be borrowed. So it could be like a family heirloom. That's a good way to do it. Mm-hmm. If you're going for the bourbon route, yeah, of course, choose your favorite bottle because you're going to eventually drink it.
Sure, and a lot of those you can get engraved too. Fun fact.
That's cool.
Yeah, depending on what you're getting and the store you might go to, they can do that for you a lot of times.
That's cool.
Yeah, or you can call the distillery and see if they know anyone that does that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to do that now.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Just for fun?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then you're going to feel like you can't drink it and then...
That's true.
Then
what
are
a
you
waste. Yeah. A good Southern tradition is having your dad as a best man. So that's a Southern thing. That's not like normal, I don't think, in the North. But But it could be. You can
Sure.
break all these traditions. Remember the first thing I
That's
said.
right.
And then if you don't want to do like, if you don't want to see each other, but you like that tradition of the first look, because you'd like to like talk to each other or whatever, you could do a first touch, which is like where you're both on either side of a door or like a wall or something.
And you high five?
And you high five. Usually you hold hands, but you could high five too. But you don't see each other. You're
Right.
like both on either side. And a lot of times people might exchange like either gifts or a card or something like that in that moment. So
sweet.
that's like another like alternative to do it. I think that's nice.
I like that.
I really like that. I don't think I would have wanted. I mean, I would not have wanted to do a first look.
Yeah.
But I like that idea. I wish we had known about that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Even though I hand wrote your card on a postcard because I left it at the apartment. Tough.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
The sentimentalist over here.
That's right. This is why I got a Post-it note.
I think we should move on.
You think so? All right. I think I already know the answer, but do we have to do them all?
All the traditions?
Yes, every single one.
No,
Is there a
absolutely
checklist
not.
of traditions that we have to adhere to?
No, you have to pick the ones that are good for you. Period.
Moving on.
No checklist.
No checklist. Okay. What are some new traditions that you've seen?
The gift exchange, I feel like, is a new tradition, or like the letter exchange or the gift exchange, whether you do it as a part of a first touch or you just do it, separately, someone brings it to you or whatever. And then like all variations of a first look. So, first look with dad, you can do first look with your bridesmaids. I've seen first look with mom or grandma. So like having that like first look moment, but not with like, your spouse, with like other people in the family. It's a cool way I've seen it with with brothers before, like a bride and her brothers. But I think that's kind of fun to like let them see for the first time all dolled up like a bride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine that's like very, dad, daughter first looks are like the sweetest.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all I got for
That's
you.
all you got? Okay. So ceremony traditions, what are some of them? These transitions are getting really good.
They're so
I'm going to
good.
write this down because I need to remember how to do
You
this.
should probably like prepare, but that's okay. Vows are a tradition. You kind of have to say at least something, right? But that is a tradition. Unity ceremony, which I know we've talked about before, but whether it's the candle lighting or like in a variation of the unity ceremony, like sand or rose petals or trees or whatever. The ring exchange, and then the bride handoff is another tradition. After she walks down the aisle, traditionally she would walk down the aisle with dad and then be handed off to her soon-to-be groom. So usually that is, like a handoff moment with like a hug and a kiss and a changing of hands and all that good stuff. That's a kind of tradition.
I feel like a lot of people are moving toward both parents walking down the aisle.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people also aren't
Why does
doing...
mom get left out?
I know. It's kind of mean.
Yeah.
What about mom? I like it.
How can we personalize it?
Let mom walk you down the aisle too. Yeah, I mean, I think who walks you down the aisle can be really personal. It doesn't have to be dad. There's no rules around that. So both parents is a great way to personalize it. You can write your own vows. I was just talking about the unity ceremony. So obviously that's a good way to like personalize it. If you're getting married on the beach, you might do sand, or even if you're getting married in a church, you might do sand because you guys love traveling to the beach together. But if there's some kind of like personal connection there, and then, the songs is a good way to personalize your ceremony just all around, the songs you have for walking down the aisle and recessing back up the aisle. So that's a few things.
Okay. What about religious traditions?
Yeah. I feel like there's a ton out there. So I'm by no means saying all of them, but hymns or readings if you're Catholic. And there's also you give a gift to Mary, I believe, in the Catholic. I'm probably saying this completely wrong, but there's a couple of different traditions there. And then, of course, like in the Jewish faith, you have the huppah, which is the covering. So kind of like an arbor, but with the covering on top. And then, of course, the breaking glass is
Sure.
what I feel like what everybody knows. One of my favorite things is they have like 7 blessings. That's really cool. And so I've seen it done in a variation of ways, where you have 7 different people do a blessing, or you have one person. You can have everybody kind of stand up or come up to the front. So that's kind of cool too. There's a lot of different religious traditions that you can incorporate. I'm sure this is by no means a full list. I'm sure I'm forgetting things.
Sure. So how can we personalize those?
Who does the blessings, or who does like, for instance, like if you have a hymn or something like that, if you have like someone in the family who's a great singer, I've had a few couples do that, and then maybe they might sing or sing some kind of song, although it doesn't even have to be a religious tradition. The chuppah usually is some kind of family blanket or heirloom that's incorporated there. You can also, incorporate, like maybe you have like, I've seen it done where you maybe have like Jewish and Christian ceremony, and you might have like a pastor and a rabbi. And so that's like a good way to personalize it. So I feel like there's like a lot of different ways that you can personalize your ceremony. You just kind of have to think about what's important to the two of you.
Yeah, I love that, especially that last one where you have both.
Yeah.
Goes back to that compromise thing that we were talking about a couple episodes ago.
It's a good way to combine faiths too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can be hard.
Yeah. So what are some new traditions you've seen?
Ooh, when it comes to ceremony?
Yeah.
There's a couple of grandmas that have served as flower girl. That's really cute.
That's awesome.
And I think incorporating like your pets is a new tradition. So whether they're flower girl or ring bearer, I love when the little ones have like, just instead of even just a regular basket or whole pillow, when they have like different signs, the like flower girl or the ring bearer might have like a fun sign. I just saw one, Hannah was just showing me one on Instagram that said, I think it was like, hurry up, I'm here for the cake or something like that. So just like cute signs like that, I feel like are becoming more of like a tradition in wedding ceremonies.
Awesome. So as far as like your reception, like what are some traditions there?
It's kind of like all your standard things. So you have your first dance, father-daughter, mother-son tradition dances, and then you have your toasts, which are usually given by best man, maid of honor, and father of the bride. You have your cake cutting, your bouquet and garter toss, the hora. I think those are the big ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. So then how do we personalize our reception traditions?
I think like music is a big piece.
Sure.
So the music that you choose is obviously very personal to you guys. Doing something that's like your favorite team. So maybe like a garter or incorporating like your school. Like we've done a lot of stuff where you incorporate like your school in some way. So maybe kicking off the dance floor with your school mascot, or having your like sorority chant, or singing your football, alma mater song with a flag.
Your fight song?
Your fight song. There it is.
If I asked you to do Yay Alabama right now and gave you $100, could you do it?
I would be not $100 richer. So I think those are the big things that you can incorporate to personalize.
And then what are some new traditions that you've seen?
And the reception?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are moving their toasts to the rehearsal dinner and not doing toasts at the wedding reception itself.
I like that. It's
Me
more
too.
intimate.
It is.
Yeah.
And toasts can take up a long time at your receptions, and they're cutting into your dance time.
Yeah. And let's be clear. We're here for the cake and for the party.
Yeah. So I agree. I like toast moving to the rehearsal dinner. Cake cutting being private is a new thing that a lot of our couples are doing. They're not announcing it. They're just kind of going, kind of when they're done with dinner, they cut, maybe like bring like parents and siblings and grandma. But they don't do like a huge thing around it.
Why is that?
Saves time during the reception. A lot of people feel really awkward with people watching them.
The whole day people are watching you.
I know, but with the cake, it just feels like a lot of pressure.
Are you really going to eat that big of a piece of cake? Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
So a lot of people are doing that, or it's kind of just like an awkward, especially if you're not doing toast, it's kind of like an awkward thing after dinner. So a lot of people like to just get the cake cut and then, it can already be served after dinner, and it's not as big of a thing.
Interesting. I enjoyed cutting the cake.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did too. But I didn't need everybody to watch me.
Yeah.
I enjoy
As a
doing
guest, I like watching it too.
Yeah, I think a lot of guests are not so sure about this because they'll be like, I didn't know the cake was cut. So
Yeah.
it just depends. So that's becoming popular. But not doing bouquet and garter is also becoming popular. I don't know if that's a tradition, but I guess not doing that tradition is becoming popular.
Oh, interesting. I always think that's fun too.
I know, it is fun.
Some people makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, it makes them uncomfortable. And if you don't have a lot of single friends, it's kind of awkward.
There's like one person out there and you're
That's
just
kinda
singling
mean.
them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
kinda
true.
mean.
That's true.
So I think it's fun
I
if
never really thought about it that way.
you are like, have a ton of like single friends, like a big group. Like you're not singling out like 2 or 3 people. If you're one of the last of your friends to get married, you shouldn't do it.
We were like one of the first.
Right.
So
we had a large group of single people at
Right.
our wedding. And then my personal favorite is the private last dance.
I love that one.
So great.
Yeah,
So
I wish we had gotten to do that.
me too. So basically, people are heading out for the send off. The DJ or the band will play one final song, and it's just the 2 of you on the dance floor. And it's like, to me, like such a good end cap to the wedding because you're actually getting a few moments alone. You're getting
You can
to be on
breathe.
the dance floor. Like you get to reflect on like what happened during the day. So I just like really, really love that. My other favorite thing though is the thing that we told my brother and sister-in-law to do, to eat privately.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the same thing. It gives you a few minutes to like be alone on your wedding day. So like
True.
while your guests are eating or during cocktail hour, usually the couple will maybe be in a different private space and they'll get to go ahead and eat. They get to enjoy their dinner. They get to have a few minutes alone together. So I just like really love those 2 traditions.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, close it out for us. What are some of those key tips that our couple should walk away with when they're looking at the traditions on wedding day?
I would look at the traditions and then make a list of what's important to you and then start thinking about how you can personalize those traditions. And if you need some help, we are now answering questions via text. You can text us at 704-751-9646 and we will help you decide if you should do those traditions and how you can personalize them. So send us a text.